Internal Audiovisual Archive of Registry Documents. Document being archived SHN9. Mr. and Mrs. Happy Stab. Archivist Lawrence Lyer, Reevaluation Department. Location: the Great Lakes Basin area could potentially move location. Status: active. Description and behavior: Mr. and Mrs. Happy Stab, also known as just Happy Stab, is the resultant anomalous entity brought about by the union of two separate entities. The first is an anomalous robot designed and created by Dr. James South, called the helpful and personal partner for you. Happy, simplified to Happy. Happy was originally designed to be a humanoid helper bot, before Dr. South somehow rendered it anomalous, allowing it to achieve physical and computational feats beyond what it should be capable of. When Dr. South ordered Happy to bring happiness to the world, it immediately destroyed all records in the laboratory and sought out the second component of its current form. Dr. South is currently missing and presumed deceased. The second entity that makes up Happy Stab is the Dagger of Ecstasy. This dagger was reportedly the same one used by the jester Maria Stab to slay King Rex after telling him a joke so good that he would not stop laughing despite her growing frustration. After killing the king, Maria Stab was then cursed to become one with the dagger, which now would put anyone who is stabbed with it into an ecstatic state until death. It is unknown how literal or accurate this story is. What is known is that Happy immediately sought out the Dagger of Ecstasy after being told to bring happiness to the world, and then developed a relationship with it. The current entity of Happy Stab occurred months after the initial acquisition of the Dagger of Ecstasy by Happy. Survivors of encounters with Happy note that Happy and the Dagger would frequently converse with each other. Over time, the conversations became more affectionate, with both entities referring to the other with pet names. Eventually, Happy permanently incorporated the dagger into its right arm, and the entities declared themselves married. Mr. and Mrs. Happy Stab. As they are permanently combined, they are now considered a singular entity. Physically, this entity is in a constant process of self-modification in the pursuit of more effective predation, and so lacks a consistent description beyond having a smiley face, head, and the dagger fused to its arm. It has been recorded to have been as small as 4 feet, 1.2 meters tall, to as tall as 12 feet, 3.7 meters, in various encounters. Mr. and Mrs. Happy Stab, as an entity, has the motivation of bringing happiness to the world, which it aims to achieve by stabbing any unhappy people with the Dagger of Ecstasy. The stabbings are usually fatal, though if a victim does manage to survive, they will have an inability to experience negative emotions such as anger or fear. Happy Stab will often converse with itself about the situation, often with the two components of the entity expressing different opinions. The happy component seems significantly less willing to undertake violence, usually willing to take victims at their word as to their emotional state. Recommended actions. Mr. and Mrs. Happy Stab is significantly faster and stronger than any human. It is therefore recommended that if this entity is encountered, the most viable means of survival is to convince it of your positive emotional state. Any attempts to escape or self-defense will be treated as signs of unhappiness. End archive.